Hey, my legion, how y'all doing today? I want to talk to you about the best New Year's Eve party I ever had. It was back in 1988 in Garlstedt, Germany, when I was in the Army. Now, I was in the Army for 4 years, late November of 87, like November 24th, November 24th, 1987, till November 22nd, 1991, because it fell on a Friday, so I got 2 days off. I still feel like I owe Uncle Sam 2 days, but I would go back to serve those 2 days, no problem. If I get paid, free airfare, and that'd be awesome. Anyways, um, usually I had New Year's and Christmas off, right? Well, I took leave. Like I was in basic training in '87. I went and after about 5 weeks of basic training, I had 2 weeks off, or 4 weeks. 4 weeks of basic training. I had 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's, and my birthday. That's the only time I really worked to have Christmas. My birthday's so close to Christmas. So I had Christmas, my birthday, New Year's off, so it was awesome. And then I had in 1990, the end of 1990, during wartime, during Desert Storm, I was in Fort Bragg. I had that time off for Christmas, my birthday, New Year's. And then in Germany, they had like this weird thing where they have like a rotation. Certain people would be off like for 2 weeks, and certain people would be on for 2 weeks. And then you could either pick what days you wanted off, like work Christmas, or then work or have your New Year's and your birthday, or like a six days, I think. Either the week of Christmas off, or you have the week of New Year's. I usually took a week of New Year's off because it was my birthday. I at least celebrated my birthday, and it was all away from home, And we had a very modest Christmas, which was nice. I got a few things to mail, but the best party I ever had was in Garlstedt, Germany, 1988. It was something they had for 1 year, and they did not offer it the next year. Now, the way I'll probably end up telling you why. I think it was $8, right? It was a all-night affair at the club, and you get free hors d'oeuvres and all that champagne you can drink. They'll give you bottles of champagne you can drink, plus you get free breakfast for $8 all night. It was awesome. I was with my friends. There were some nice looking women there, and their women would like grab your face, like give you a full on kiss on the lips, man. It's awesome. I didn't know they did that on New Year's. I was like, well, this is pretty awesome. And then, you'd be out of champagne, and they like, glass of champagne like this. They give you another thing of champagne. And this is why they didn't have the next year, because in the bathrooms, they had like this. It's the only time I've seen a bathroom that had that big giant basin. I guess it's for throwing up. I mean, this thing is huge with like these guardrails on it. It was like a huge thing for just throwing up in. I never threw up in one. I've never seen it in any bar or any other place. First time I've ever seen it, and the last time I've ever seen it, people stuffed it full of champagne bottles, and they stuffed the toilet full of champagne bottles and stuff like that. And they had a free breakfast. And a lot of guys said, "Well, I don't feel like breakfast." I said, "Hell, I'm going to get breakfast. I'm hungry." And it was a free cafeteria style breakfast, but it was chow hall style breakfast. It was really good. And we partied all night until like 4 in the morning, and they were playing metal and stuff like that. My one friend was like singing like this and pointing, doing like karaoke, and I was doing it back at him. I came out of Judas Priest or something. It was pretty cool. Jeff Moscone became a famous drummer in Hollywood, California. That was the guy that I was hanging out with and stuff. But we had a great time. And one of those times you remember, probably the best New Year's I ever had. And they didn't have no TV or no countdown. All of a sudden they said 10, 9, 8, 7. I was like, oh. But we were celebrating all night like it was, being before like it was, the New Year's already. And I remember writing my grandmother. I think I talked to my grandma on the phone. I said, yeah, we had a real nice party, and I made a mistake of saying I didn't get drunk or anything. And then she wrote me a letter saying, don't drink, it only gets you into trouble, like that. I made a mistake of saying that. I said, it was a good thing. I thought she'd be worried. I had all champagne. I said, well, I didn't get drunk or nothing. Everything was fine. And she said, "Don't." And she wrote a big. She gave me a letter, a big letter, big like a whole page. She wrote a letter, and she put a whole page said, "Don't drink; it only gets you into trouble like that." I shouldn't have said that, but oh well. That was a long time ago. But that was the best party I ever had when I was in the Army in Garlstedt, Germany. And it has been Army Days 7, Army Days Part 7. The best New Year's Eve party I ever had. Garlstedt, Germany. That's why they didn't have it the next year, because people would just like vandalize stuff with champagne balls. I mean, the next year, I just stayed at home and I just stayed in the barracks, and it just wasn't the same. You know, I don't know. It just wasn't the same. And that was just that one time. It was really special. And then, and then usually I just celebrate at home with family. Like, it's gonna be a nice, quiet celebration night. It'll be all right. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in Times Square right now with all the protesters and stuff. You never know what's going to happen. Protesters against the police, and I don't know. And it's frigid cold out. I mean, and we just got that little ceremony, and then around the world they got these giant LED light displays, multi-million-dollar fireworks, and we got the little ball coming and saying 2015. It's wild. But like I said, this has been Army Days Part 7, the best New Year's party I ever had. So until next time, take care, my Legion. And stay tuned for my official New Year's Day video coming up after midnight. We had something very special we always have on New Year's. Except I didn't have it in the Army, though. So, take care, everybody.